Hello, Cats and Kittens. Hola, Jose, Yoroshku. Welcome back to the Crisis Corner. We're in the Manga Corner, giving our impressions of One Piece Chapter 1057, the end of the Wano arc. I'm here, with my man Dave. Say hey, Dave.
What's up, good people?
So the actual chapter, myself, I think it was kind of breezy. Although I think the live animated, not the live, the animated, it's the opening and the closing is going to benefit from the animated adaptation
Okay,
because
I agree with that.
they're going to probably put the music, as because he's doing that recounting of the events of Wano, and they would probably have that swelling music and all of that nonsense. It'll be cool to see this in the animated form. The recounting doesn't mean that much to me because we seen what happened. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, it looked like Oda was needed some filler. You know, because he came to the end of the arc, he only had a few more points that he needed to get in.
Let's stretch this thing out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't need some dude, breaking it down, and what's that art form called? That Nekabuki, what you call them?
Oh,
Like what's it called? Oh, something I forget. But yeah, that whole play type format.
uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't need that. But that's cool. It seems like it's just a device for him to get that. The thrust of it is, Momonosuke and what's your boy?
Can name one.
Yeah, try to figure out why Luffy left without telling them goodbye. Which
Because
again,
Luffy's a jerk.
yeah, I mean,
It's not even that complicated.
yeah, like the rest of us, he had stuff to do. And these cats, then as Momonosuke is running over to meet Luffy, he's recounting stuff, which further lets me know they only needed to fill out some pages with some flashbacks. So it's fine. It's fine. I ain't got no issues with that. But I mean, the cool thing is, it's as much as Luffy marking the territory. I don't think it's so much as him marking the territory as it is him telling his friend that if they come after you, just give me a call. You know what I'm saying? Because you get the impression that when Yako marked their territory, it's one of those things where I'm putting my stake here purely as a territory to let you know that my range extends to this extent. You know what I'm saying? This is my range of influence. Whereas this is just a dude telling his friend, if anything happens, let me know. And I help you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting the impression that that's just going to be the type of Yonko that Luffy is. I don't know that it is, I don't know that territory matters to him or he needs to build, or he's going to build an empire in the traditional sense. I think it's going to be a situation whereas these are my homies. So if something go down, then I'm coming through.
He never carries himself like that.
Yeah.
He never carries himself like an emperor. He's just a dude going on adventures, making friends along the way, and when he makes friends, it's like, well, we're my man, the Young Guns. I'm gonna say we pals, you know what I'm saying? Pals, that means that, one you come against one, you come against all. You like Billy the Kid, though.
Yeah.
So we pals, you know what I'm saying? So that's Luffy, you know what I'm saying? And it was cool to me to see him do that, give him that flag, you know what I mean? That was all right.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. I mean,
is that that's the best you got?
Yeah.
He said he gave him a flag.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's the thrust of it. I mean, the bit with let me see. I'm looking through here. Outside of that, he's bringing Wano to him, and there's going to be at least one more issue for sure because we got to get the bombings and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm assuming anyway. But mainly, this brings up to me a few of the, I guess you would say, flaws in the art.
Okay.
I just get the feeling that things wrapped up a little quick. You know, some of that I think, and this is my personal opinion, my personal
Uh-huh.
theory. I blame it on COVID. I think Oda got a little spooked with the length of story that he had to tell, and kind of mortality. It was like he sped this up. I think he is speeding it up for that reason. Not purely for that reason, but I think he he's
Yeah.
closer. Obviously, he's closer to the finish line than he otherwise would have been. But I think he kind of got pushed himself a little quicker. Because I mean, look at this. They usually the way things work is the Straw Hats beat down on whoever, say Rob Lucci or whatever. Somehow they sink into oblivion and they're never seen again. Now we raise the stakes past once we get past Doflamingo, we're in elite territory, right?
Agreed.
Big Mom and Kaido, they went the way of Rob Lucci, they sank whatever. Are we to believe that Yonko just disappeared? And just where are they? Is what I'm saying.
So like I'm with you. I think part of the handling of the Yonko specifically, because I don't want to, because I don't disagree with you in terms of um, one of the big flaws of Wano is I guess the wrap up, and he sped through some things. So it was one of the big flaws of Wano. But in terms of the Yonko specifically, I mean, Big Mom and Kaido, you got to get them Bammers off the board. They're just monsters. I mean, even at this point, and I know cats are gonna whine, power scaling, power, whatever. Um, at this point in time, there's still nobody who can beat them in one-on-one fights.
Yeah.
Just point blank in period. Like it's that I've seen so far. Now Shanks might be sitting on something, and we've saw some incredible displays from him, in the previous chapters. But at this point in time that I've seen in the story, there's nobody that can touch. I mean, Luffy came out on top, but that took some doing. This not a straight up pugilistic contest. We weren't in a ring. We had no ref. This wasn't straight up. This was a back alley fight. So Luffy, it was by hook and by crook, to get this W. So, and I'm not mad at that, but there's nobody that could take these Yonkos straight on. So in my mind, Oda got to get them off the board because that's a problem.
He got to, because look, and if we're not told what happened to Big Mom and Kaido, because think about it, this is the flaw in the storytelling. She came there with her crew, right? Them Bammers got knocked off of the waterfall twice, and then just said, "Screw it, let's go home."
I agree.
I mean, let's say the Green Bull devoured his officers, and Kaido don't got no people left of note. Okay, his upper tier they were eaten by Green Bull, and they sucked the life out of him. All right, you still got Kaido. Because if falling into a volcano was all that he needed to die, why didn't he do that instead of throwing himself off of a?
To be fair though, Jose. So this is him falling into a volcano after he just got his ass whooped. This is not him just falling into a volcano, fresh as a daisy. This is him. There's some provisos here. It's not like he just fell into the volcano. So perhaps he needed to take this arrow and then fall into the volcano to.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Big Mom didn't take no L and she fell into the volcano.
I mean, so Big Mom got thrown over the top rope. She got tossed out over the top rope. Like real talk, the ref at 10. I mean, she got counted out.
I'm telling you, Wano is in deadly danger. If these Bammers rise back up, the only people that could have possibly defeated them have left. They would destroy these cats and Kaido would take the island back, obviously. Because there ain't nobody there that can defeat him.
I mean, I agree with that. But so at this point in time, we're just gonna have to just assume they're dead. Like I just think they gotta be dead. Like I just don't know. Like I can't because they can't come back. Okay. Like there's no, like you said, like ain't nobody. Luffy can't stop them yet. Like if the twos of them get up, it's just gonna be Luffy and his crew, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man.
See, and that's because now we just talking about Wano, period. At this
Okay.
point, chapter 1057 was what it was. It's the end, but it's the end of
We got to
Wano
touch
proper.
on. We got to touch on that one big keystone that got the community all riled up first, and that's Yamato ain't joined the crew.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you.
But no, that's true. I didn't have a join in the crew. I didn't have a join.
People ready to riot.
Yeah, I didn't have a join in the crew anyway because it was too. It was. I guess it wasn't no more than a hunch, I guess. But for some reason, I didn't have her join in the crew. I thought she was gonna. What I thought she was gonna do was stay in Wano for the purpose of being Momo's right hand.
I thought so too, actually.
So that if something bad happened, like Big Mom and Kaido coming to their senses and reclaiming that man, but then they would at least have some semblance of a chance.
Because a lot of people are amped up talking about, well, why did he spend all this time on Yamato? Why did he establish this character and so forth? And to my mind, it was so that we could have someone who was strong enough to stay in Wano to kind of be that protector, because you needed that stopgap. Because I think Rikuyu hit the nail right on the head and essentially said, Kaido, as much of a monster as he was a deterrent. He stopped us from coming in here and just wrecking stuff. So at this point in time, there's no deterrent. So Yamato, I guess, with the scabbards at her back are essentially going to serve as that stopgap until Luffy and company can arrive on scene if something pop off.
Yeah.
So I never thought she didn't seem Mugiwara-esque too. She didn't seem like she was going to be on the squad.
And honestly, let's think about it, because if, like I say, Big Mom or Kaido come to their senses, on the Straw Hat, she would rank no higher than 2 or 3. She'd be a second command, Yonko's second commander, maybe.
In my mind, I got her I can't go no higher than 3rd right now. But yeah, I'm with you.
So again, they'd reclaim the island and go back to business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I would have her stay there because she would be the strongest deterrent of anybody else on the island. Aside from, she would also have Nekomamushi and Inuarashi.
Yeah, and then let a full moon blast.
Then you got some cover.
They got some go.
So I didn't have her coming, but like you said, the community got upset.
Oh, everybody was the betrayal.
I'm gonna tell you what concerned me also.
What was that?
Koizumi was born to burn. That was some dark stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? The Oda's usual philosophy or his
very positive. That was
positive. It's about dudes forgiveness and stuff like that.
They never forgiven him. They forgiven this dude.
How many Koizumi is left on in Wano? They gotta be running for the hills.
If they're any, man, because these members, get a torch.
That's what I'm saying. But isn't what you call them, Koizumi, the little girl? Her father got
Toko?
shot. Yeah,
not Toko. I'm not sure.
I think she Koizumi. Because wasn't my man Yasui or whatever his name was, what he Koizumi?
No, he's I think he's a Shimatsuki, right?
Okay, he might be. I think it's still some Koizumi out there.
It might be, but I don't know that that's her.
Get out, man. These places bloodthirsty, man. Now, she's saying, because in fairness, in one translation said Koizumi plural, like all of them. But one of them said that the Koizumi was strictly speaking about what you call them, the man with the Orochi.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case, it's still dark though. That's dark, man. That's like the darkest thing I've seen.
Orochi, he's an interesting cat. Not to say whatever, because he was persecuted. So it's not like he's the sum of his experience. So it's not like everybody was all hunky dory and so forth, and he hid his identity. So you don't even know how Cats who accepted him would have been had he said, I'm a Korazumi. Like I just don't know what would have gone down in that regard. But
That's dark, dude.
Yori was like, yo, them bad ones, yo, light them up. Like,
Like I say,
okay.
that was dark. I was like,
Is this One Piece? Let me just check. What am I reading?
this was crazy.
Yeah, man, that thing was.
So there's little bits about Wano that I mean, what Zoro's lineage, what you call them?
That was left that was just left.
Left out there.
Yeah.
Sandak, no, Nidakatetsu is still hanging around.
Yeah,
He
I mean, he didn't pick that up.
right?
He didn't pick that up.
I don't know if Momodu, he got two. So he got the one, what you call him? Something that he would query whether he got the one of the two swords.
Ame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget the whole name of that.
No Habakiri.
Yeah.
Ame no Habakiri.
He got that. Because if he's gonna if he's gonna follow in his pop's footsteps, he's gonna need two swords for the two sword style, right? So maybe he can.
He need to just take his time practice with that one, because you see I got crybaby, because I mean he need to take his time, grow up a little bit, because
he ain't too much. He ain't too much.
He ain't no old yet. I can tell you that.
It's gonna be a second too. Right? But that's another thing. What you call them? Yamato can help with his training. Because somebody
somebody gonna have to do something. Because I mean, Kinemon ain't bringing it home. Like this dude,
he ain't strong enough to raise dude's level up. He ain't strong enough to raise his level up.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What else in terms of? Like I said, I think the status of the Yonko coming into this arc was higher than it was at the end. Because I mean, you heard.
What do you mean when you
the status of? I mean, because now the Yonko table has been reset.
Yeah.
What you call them, whatever. Okay, so when we came in, stuff like I'll say I was coming in the whole Cake Island. Matter of fact, Zoe. Let's go to Zoe. And Sanji got that invitation to the wedding joint. They said, "Look, she's a Yonko. You know what I'm saying? She got spies everywhere. She know everything. And if you deny an invitation from a Yonko, your people will be killed."
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh my God, who are these people?" And Kaido, this guy was a mythical beast, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't kill himself. He was this, that, whatever, After this, the only real image of a Yonko that you have to be fearful of, I guess, is Shanks. And his thing ain't really terrifying people. He just does things that are terrifying, I guess.
I mean, Blackbeard not hugs and kisses. I mean, to be fair, but
these,
I agree with you. But I mean, at this point in time, see, I would say, and I'm going to tell you off the break, I think we should do a bounty video, because I think at some point when they drop, we're going to have to discuss some things. But I will say, for the most part, when to my mind, when you take somebody out, and this is why I wasn't necessarily feeling Luffy's bounty completely, but I kind of understood it. So when you take somebody out, to my mind, in the mind of the government, it should be this person who took out this threat is equal or greater to, or is of equal or greater to value. Right. So if I take somebody out at, let's say when we took out Crocodile, and his old bounty was 81 million, before, when it was retired. To my mind, Luffy has proven himself to be a threat that's equal or greater to, so his bounty has to be higher than that. So the difference here to me is I don't necessarily see Luffy and Buggy as Yonko yet. To me, they're like Yonko elect. So you still have to solidify that. I mean, at this point in time, somebody else can come knock you off. You don't have the tools in place. You don't have your empire set. to really sit in that status. So yes, I think there is a definitive drop in terms of what it is to be a Yonko because they're brand new. I mean, Big Mom and Kaido probably had years to establish what they had. So,
and I think the shame of not the shame, because put like this: if you were to rank since coming into the new world, the arcs in order of how good they were or whatever. To me, Zoe is still sitting on top.
Oh, Zoe was your favorite?
Zoe is yeah. Zoe's still sitting on top. And right now I'm trying to figure out was Wano better than Whole Cake.
I'm gonna tell you, even with all his mistakes, and I'm saying this because I'm gonna tell you off the break that no matter what it is, no matter how you slice it, you dice it, you cut it, whatever you do to this thing, unless Wano hits excellent, it's a disappointment to me. So unless you can give it an A+ grade, an A grade, because he spent so much time, energy, and effort doing this thing that anything else, it's like that kid who's really smart and you know that they're capable of whatever, and they come home with that B. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you do, it's still a disappointment. Like you knew you could have got that A. So I'm gonna tell you off the break, Wano is easily my favorite arc of the New World. Easily my favorite arc of the time skip. And I can tell you, I still come out feeling like it was a bit of a disappointment. So I'm just off the break. It was not perfect, and he rushed it in. So there were things in it that I felt like I could forgive. Like the pacing in it, the pacing of, when we get to this Act 3 and he's rushing some of these fights. Like Jinbei just joined the crew. Just joined the crew. Like this is his first fight as a Straw Hat. We ain't seen, Jinbei do anything. He drew Who's Who as an opponent, which, whatever. I mean, he wasn't a challenge for real. And
should have been
Jinbei he didn't get the flex. I mean,
should have been Jack.
I mean, it should have been Jack. So like that's the problem for me. So Sanji. You've been on there so much about Jack the Jobber. For those of us who are unfamiliar with the nomenclature, jobber is essentially a wrestling term for someone. The wrestling term is doing the job. So that's actually losing a match, putting somebody over. So a jobber is someone who does the job professionally. We constantly putting somebody over. So Jack was a jobber. Well, if we being fair, since the time skip, Sanji was a jobber.
Yeah.
At this point in time, we're gonna put Sanji over. Sanji ain't, man, he needed. And I'm not hating because technically I would say his character arc best of the series. Period. Sanji's character arc best of the series. However, One Piece is what you would categorize as a shonen battle manga. So it's not just about character arc; it's about how you develop as a fighter. Sanji be getting the raw end of the stick, you know what I'm saying? Like it just been he just been coming, and I'm just like,
See, and that's another thing about Wano. There were great bits.
Yeah.
But did they all stick together? Because like if you're saying this is the ascension of the Straw Hat crew to the level of a Yonko crew, okay? That means that everybody got to ascend. They're still top heavy. They're still top. You add Jinbei, they're still top heavy. Because now it ain't just 3 cats on the top, it's 4. But the bottom is still weak. I needed Usopp to step up. I needed Brook to step up, and Brook is capable.
Exactly.
He proved that back in Whole Cake. The man is capable. The skeleton is capable. Put him up against one of the Toby Ropo head to head.
He could have got a Toby Ropo. He could have got a Toby. If you bump Jinbei up to Jack, he could have got a Toby Ropo.
Let him get one of them dudes. Let him get Who's Who or somebody like that. Robin, she came out good, but I would have gave her armament definitively. I just said when she went black, I said I would give, because Robin with armament hockey
it's scary.
It's horrifying.
It's scary.
I would give her $1 million bounty at that point because she could murder all kinds of people. I mean, she would be one of the most terrifying. She might jump Jinbei at this point. At that point, she might jump over Jinbei into like 3 or 4. You know,
Oh my goodness.
the whole crew didn't level up to the point where I can say sailing on the Sunny is a Yonko crew.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I can say Yonko is on that boat, and he got a couple of commanders with him.
He's sitting on monsters. I mean, but I'm with you. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I honestly feel like this should have been the time skips, the New World's version of Water 7. This should have been Enies Lobby. This should have been that arc that elevated everybody. Everybody should have came out and everybody guns blazing. I mean, this 2-year time skip, we were training. This is what it amounted to.
I give Nami credit for picking up a tool. She picked up and if he would allow her to be, a boss, but he don't. I mean, he kind of like my man Kishimoto. He don't mess with women too hard. You know what I'm saying? It turns to let him flash out. It just boss level. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, sort of. I mean, Big Mom is a beast, and like you said, Robin got the beast out. So I'm with you. But Nami, see, she did pick up a tool, and I'm not going to say here and pretend like Zeus ain't. I mean,
significant tool.
Significant, but she still needed an assist. Well, before we say women, because I'm about to say OT, because I'm gonna tell you this, like real talk. Because if we get into the brass tacks of it, I'm gonna tell you off the break as well, and we'll circle back because I gotta tell you because the Beast Pirate's a little disappointing to me too. So I'm gonna tell you, save for Kaido, King, and Ulti. I like Queen. It's probably my favorite one, but I felt like he should have put on a little bit of better show in that fight with Sanji. We should have saw him tag Sanji up a lot more than what was given. But outside of Kaido, King, and Ulti, I was a little disappointed by the Beast Pirates. Like I honestly was. So,
and it might have been, and that goes back to the pacing. There was so much on the table that those fights had to be shorter. The undercards went quick. I mean,
too quick.
These weapons was getting took out, and the Toby Roper was his significant. I don't know what the term between commanders and
I got you.
Officers,
underbosses.
So these are underbosses. Mob style. These are his underbosses, and they fell kind of quick. Or I can say that much. And Brooke didn't get a straight up fight. Chopper didn't get a straight up fight.
Usopp ain't really get one. I mean, he ran from page 1 and Big Mom. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
and that's gotta stop running, man. I'm serious. I get the comedy bit. I get that he's scared, but this cat got to stop running.
Like
man.
I mean, at this point, y'all Yonko crew. Like, it's supposed to mean something, or you're trying to be a Yonko crew. It's time for cats to step up, and not to say because that Zeus upgrade is phenomenal for Nami, but it still wasn't enough for her to straight up take out Ulti. Right. She needed a major assist from Big Mom, major assist, and big props to Ulti because she took a nasty blow and she got back up. I'm talking about the 3 most resilient characters in One Piece, as far as I'm concerned: the Luffy, Jack, and Ulti.
I got after Wano, I got to put Zoro in the top 3
as resilient. Well, I guess so. Actually, because he bounced back.
I named the tag.
No. Well, all right, because I don't want to get too sides because I have to break down defense into 3 separate little categories for One Piece. So I do endurance, I do resiliency, and I do stamina and stuff. So I break it down a little bit.
Okay.
So I know Zoro can take attacks. I'm talking about your ability when you go down, when you get them white eyes, and you bounce back up.
Okay.
And I tell you, ain't nobody like Luffy. Luffy bounced back like it ain't nothing. Jack,
Kaido Kaido had him down 3 times.
In the one fight.
Yeah, the one
Fight,
fight.
man.
That's messed up. No, but you're right. I got you. OT, yeah. She took a name attack combo from Big Mom, her hat and her. Well, she
My
hit him
God.
with. She hit him with like it was like a combo between
It was
her hat and
Napoleon and Hera.
And Hera,
yeah. It was their first. Like, let's do this thing, and it's she bounced back, Luffy style, So major assist by Big Mom. So I got you. Zeus is nice. It's great to have. I love Nami.
Not quick question. Are her homies? Are they autonomous from her? Like if she's
it seems
dead,
like it. So if she's dead, I mean,
so
Zeus still floating around. It seems like it to
okay.
me. It seems that they probably celebrating.
Okay.
I don't want to make it Wizard of Oz, but Ding Dong the witch is dead.
They took off like it. That is cold. That is cold.
Yeah.
They roll out Perspire away. He say, "All right, let's be out."
I mean, if he got up, like we assuming, and that's another. It's too many loose threads that come out this situation. So he rushed it, like, and I understand because I like real talk. I tried my best. I was disappointed with the fights. Really disappointed. I really thought this was time for Jinbei to shine. I thought it was time for Sanji to shine. There's some character bits with Zoro that didn't get touched. So really disappointed in that regard. But it was a slap in the face, became a slap in the face at the end. There's too many threads that, like what happened to Marco?
Yeah,
at what point did he just vanished? Did Peril Sparrow got when Ryukyu showed up, or did he make it out with his siblings? Like I mean,
look, then them people, man, they still giggling and laughing, Chopper. Think about it. You had Chopper, you had Law,
and
Marco, and nobody lifted a finger to help them people stop giggling or whatever the smile.
Dude,
that is cold, man. That is cold. It's cold.
Dude.
I don't understand how that's supposed to work. But they left. They was good, man. They was partying and they took off. Anyway, but let's not say that this is a dump on Wano deal, because you know what I'm saying. There was some good, like I said, the Robin bit. Robin got her shine. She got her shine.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Fantastic.
Ultimately, I wasn't. Let me see. Luffy defeating Kaido. Because going in,
that was rushed. I'm sorry.
That was rushed. Because at the outset, when Oda was saying that he didn't know how he was gonna have Luffy defeat Kaido,
he can't just him with the punch.
He said he didn't want it. It wasn't gonna be just a punch, but he punched him and he killed him.
Yeah.
or he punched him and put him in a situation where he was going
to die. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not even convinced the man's dead. You know what I mean? I still think that.
I hope not, because if I'm being real, Kaido easily one of the best parts of Wano, and I know he easily one of my that dude's a monster, like a straight monster. Yeah. And I tell like people be blowing me. You watch little videos in the community. They talk about admirals on the level of Yonko. I'm just like, what y'all been reading? Kaido is a beast, and I look, man. That dude, he was a highlight.
The Marines won't go into Wano. That means the Marines, the admirals, they say, let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Because one dude is there. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 admirals, but we're not going there because it's one cat. So, you know what I mean? But again, this can't be the Rob Lucci, you get beat down, or the Crocodile, you get beat down and you never rise up again. Next time we see Crocodile here in Impel Downs, Yonko don't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming that if you want that long to make your empire, you take a hit, you're going to get back up and assert yourself. Nah, unless they're dead.
He could be dead, man. He just go ahead and count it. Go ahead and body bag him.
But just say it. Just say it. Don't leave it ambiguous. Just be like,
he did.
Kaido and Big Mom died. This is a funeral in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? Let him take a body back. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can't get it out the volcano, man. Like they were fleeing. I mean, look, she dead.
Okay, that's fair. Whatever. Man.
She
So
dead.
all I'm saying there's bits, and then another thing. I'm not gonna say it's the last thing, but the Novas. I don't think I would say that I was satisfied with. I mean, your boy, that voodoo band, what's his name?
Oh, Hawkins.
He just up and died. And I mean, Hawkins Killer got to him, and
Killer lit into him. Killer.
And so he just got murdered. He got murdered by Killer.
Killer lit into him. I mean, he lived up to his name. He killed that man.
That's it. What happened to him when he's supposed to have like a card that was supposed to come into play, like it would double the user's ability. Everybody thought that he was going to apply that to somebody so they could beat Kaido. Some card that he had, I can't remember what it was, but it was like something that was supposed to like double your strength or some nonsense. I can't even remember. But everybody was like theorizing what he was going to do with that card. And then he talking about the person that he thought only had a 10% chance of living was himself, and then he croaked. You know what I'm saying? All this time we thought it was talking about somebody specific. But they're saying they were just talking about himself.
It was specifically him. It was specifically him.
Like, yeah, come on, man. That's
specifically him.
I love
What's the problem? What's the problem?
Look, Oda is my dude. He is the best.
What's the problem?
He is the best comic book writer that I have ever experienced. And I think he whiffed on this. On the whole.
You think he whiffed on the whole?
On the whole, I think it's like he didn't quite hit it. He had good ideas. He had good stuff going. And there's a lot about Wano that I like. But if you told me if you had told me that this is how it was going to end at the beginning, I'd have been like, you sure? He said, you don't know if they're dead or not? The Big Mom, they're not walking around or you know what I'm saying? So Zoro's not from Wano? He is or not? No?
Yo, I mean, that bit right there.
Nobody leveled up. Nobody else got hockey or nobody got no special ups. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They liberated the joint and they just walked on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I mean, I'm trying my best because I feel like I'm trying to, in terms of his treatment, because you know this is Luffy's story, and you know everybody else, you know, just side characters. So I'm trying my very best to grow accustomed to the idea that we along with Luffy for the ride, and it's about his growth and his leveling up. And it seems to me, Oda is trying his best to wrap this whole story up. Yeah. So light that was being shined on the other characters, the other Straw Hats, just not being shined. You know, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you say it, Sanji was a jobber. Even if you're saying, you know, Zoro was sitting on first commander level ability this whole time, even if that's your stance, we ain't seen nothing from him. Like, I mean, no kind of growth, no kind of light, no nothing. So nobody got any kind of development in a shonen battle manga lens outside of Luffy. Period. And that's just.
I'm gonna tell you this too. I mean, definitively, everybody that was talking about, you know, I'll put it like this: somewhere between the beginning of the after the time skip, the first arc or first episode after the time skip, and now Zoro was stronger than Luffy. I don't know when that was, but if he defeated King, and that was not the hardest fight that he's had in One Piece.
No,
he defeated King relatively. I mean, coming off of, you know, almost dying from a double Yonko attack and having to be given steroids to get back on his feet, he took King out, and King first Yonko commander. He defeated that by a relative, how you say, easily.
We about to get controversial because I'm about to tell you, I agree with you 100%. I'll tell you, from the time skip until probably I would say udon. I got Zoro being stronger than Luffy.
He had to have been.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it. You know what I'm saying? That means that he was up until, I mean, he was always basically strong enough to compete with the first Yago commander all the way up until this point. He couldn't, at any, because what other growth did he have?
He hasn't had any growth. There's no growth. And I'll tell you, even without the growth in this arc, I don't know that he needed that to defeat King. That was just growth for Zoro. Like I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like real talk, I don't know that he couldn't have taken out King without Shusui. I feel like Shusui, he could have beaten King. You know, he needed to grow as a character. He needed to get his he needed to unlock his Conqueror's Haki. He needed to do whatever as a character, because I think for future things he need to have that. King ain't really triggered nothing.
Look, King was, he could have beat King before he went up on the roof. The thing that he did on the roof,
with it.
He did two things on the roof that were amazing. He tanked that attack and he put that scar on Kaido.
Yeah.
Either of which he could have did before he got on the roof. So King was a dead man the minute he decided he wanted to fight Zoro. That was it. He was dead. You know
I'm with you.
Sanji, I would say, maybe had more of a growth curve.
Yeah.
Because he had to unlock that.
I mean, it's a cheat, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a cheat. It's a cheat. I mean, yeah. But we here now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I would have been doing Sanji dirty. It's irking me, but you know, I'm trying.
And to be honest with you, I don't mind if he don't get. He don't need conquerors or nothing. Just leave him.
No, I mean, if you want to do at some point, we can do a video. But I honestly, Sanji don't need conquerors Haki. No. Like I mean, if we're gonna talk about characters that should have it, I'll tell you off the break. I don't, and I'll tell you, in some ways, I feel like this arc it expanded and cheapened Conqueror's Haki to me.
I ain't gonna argue with you on that.
So expanded in so much that, you know, you can apply it to attacks, whatever. Kaido is a monster. I love Kaido. I love Big Mom, but you know this might go into, you know, his treatment of women, but you know, whatever, because he kind of, you know, he treated her a little bad, but it is what it is. But I like that. But then you got characters like Yamato, and I hate no Yamato. I like Yamato as much as whatever. But my big problem with Yamato is, like, I don't understand why Yamato has Conqueror's Haki. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Like, it does not compute. Like, if you're saying, I mean, a conqueror is someone, this is who you are as an individual. She's trying to be like somebody. She's emulating somebody.
Right.
You aren't a conqueror. You're trying to be like a conqueror. I mean, yeah. I don't understand how you like
about how she's gonna follow in the footsteps of my man. I'm like, do your own journey. She should have got on the boat. She should have sailed with the Straw Hats. Real.
If she sailed, then I mean, you know, we might as well gift wrap water for the rest of the world. I mean,
yeah, like, that's true. I say they're in danger. They just don't know it. Whatever. Them cats go rise up and just wreck that trip. No. All right, we going on with this.
Apologies.
No problem. But what it is what it is. Because Wano, like I say, I'm not, and by no means am I saying it was a bad arc. Mm-hmm. I still don't say. I'm not even sure. I put it as short as it was. I don't know if I put it above Reverie.
I mean, I would say for me, Reverie is probably the only one that I would actually definitively say was stronger than Wano.
Okay. So, like I said, this is a postmortem on Wano, and I'm conflicted as to how good it was. I'm glad Luffy is at least in name a Yonko, because he can work his way up from here. You know, he better not try to fight Shanks or anything like that, because he'd be bitterly disappointed. Because I don't think he's anywhere near being able to beat Shanks. He might be able to. I think he could. Well, that's another issue. We get to the Yonko thing later. But I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts. How do you rate Wano in all of the One Piece arcs? Where would you put it? That's another video too.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
But let me know if you think, since they got into the new world, where do you rank Wano? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, stay loose.
Later.